We are in the middle of playing the Fall Guys. Cute game. And we gotta talk about Taika Waititi. Let's see if I can pull this one up. Probably, hopefully. Where is he? He made good on his promise that he will ruin our mythos in a minute, baby, with this Thor Love and Thunder crapola. Yes, he did, and look what he says here. Have you seen this? You want to scroll back in your Twitter, Rob? You probably can't. You can, if you want to alt-tab out. I sent it to you on Friday. Here's an article on Twitter. Like, seriously, you're supposed to want, like, on the one hand, he goes and says, hey, we wanted to show, give the fans what they want because we want a bunch of wine moms and chicks and looking at Thor's butt in the seats. Okay, that explains the double standard. It's still crap, the double standard. Here we go. I wanted to show them the light that most Thor fans wouldn't really want if you were to tell them. Then don't freaking do it. How does this make sense? If you were to say to them, yeah, I'm going to make Thor in love, that's probably the last thing a Thor fan really wants to hear. Yes. That was the worst part of it. That was the worst, most awfulest, dumbest part of this movie. Was the rom-com stuff. When Natalie Portman sucks as a superhero. Completely. Thor Love and Thunder, Taika Waititi didn't want to please Thor fans with his second film. He wanted to honk us off on purpose, Rob. Did you know that?
Is that really Rian Johnson?
Yes. Is Taika Waititi really Rian Johnson in a Taika Waititi mask? It has to be. It has to be. In fact, he wanted to make a film they wouldn't want. This is just excuses. This is just excuses. You know why? Because the Rotten Tomatoes scores are coming back, and it's awful, isn't it? What's the Rotten Tomatoes on Thor Love and Thunder, real quick? While we're looking, Rotten Tomatoes, it was like at a 51 or something last time I saw for the top critics. See, you don't want to go into this. You want to go into the tomato meter. Top critics, 51% from the top critics. Verified audience, I think for the verified, there's not a verified versus an all. Oh, all audience 74. Okay, but we know they're probably getting a bunch of body views, and actually a lot of the audience members are just gonna be like, you know what, it's just a movie, who cares? It was fine, it went in one ear out the other, right? Right, can we see the audience scores? Can we see them? Is it gonna let us see the reviews? Oh, here. Terrible storyline, unrelated and unnecessary love scenes and mentions. Thor behaved like a special ed person. So Ghostbusters, were you watching Ghostbusters? It was definitely something cool to look at, but overall the movie didn't have any substance. It was overall bad. Movies are amazing and got me ready to see the next Thor. Was not good. It poked fun at Thor. That was humorous and overall fun to watch. Don't take this movie seriously and you'll enjoy it. It looks like every time you get a negative, you get like a verified, oh, Marvel fan. And so like every time, is this review brigading? Is this review bombing? This is review bombing, isn't it? They're just review bombing it positively to kind of keep the score up. Convoluted plot, messy acting, lots of innuendo, which is really unnecessary and takes away from what could have been a decent movie. The movie was funny until it wasn't. Then it was heartbreaking but also heartwarming. It made me feel many things. 10 out of 10. It's funny until it wasn't. Oh, must see for a Marvel fan. If you don't see this movie, you're not a real Marvel fan. That's okay. First telenovela Marvel film. No, people, you guys are weird. So he made it for people who don't like Marvel movies. He made it corny liners and corny one-liners, but really good guest appearances and amazing soundtrack. Of course, that's going to be another one. Few sad moments, but that's love. But he made it for people who didn't want it. Now, make it right. I think he's just trolling us. During an interview with the Associated Press, the 46-year-old filmmaker explained that he wanted to make a Thor sequel into a love story. I wanted to show them a light that most Thor fans really wouldn't want if you were to tell them. If you were to say, yeah, I'm going to make Thor in love. It's probably the last thing a Thor fan really wants to hear. Shush. Thor Love and Thunder sees the return of Jane Foster Thor as Lady Wham and Thor. Now she's back and she's got Mjolnir that she is straddling at night because she needs something to hold her tight. For me, it's good to give the fans something they don't know that they want. Oh, I didn't want this. And I knew I didn't want this. I knew I didn't want this. He did a Ryan Johnson did this too. He said, oh, I want me to make movies that only half the fans will like. Well, that's stupid.
I would be worried if everybody across the board was like, yeah, that was a good movie.
With the addition of new gods and a wilder cosmic pantheon that we've seen before, it looks as though Thor Love and Thunder will broaden the MCU like never before. But will Thor become the Thor fans want to see by the end of the movie? You'll have to watch and find out. No, they won't. They've already seen it, or they've decided to pass. Or wait until it's freezies. And even then, And even then, do you guys really want to see a movie that Taika Waititi himself said you guys don't want to see? I don't know. I don't think so. I am going back to my live chat. Well, actually, before I do you have anything to say about that, Rob? You want to write out?
This is why you don't hire an art house director to make an action movie. Seriously. Don't hire Ryan Johnson, Taika Waititi, or anybody else like that to make an action movie. You're not making art. You're not making art.
But it worked last time. People loved Ragnarok.
If it works once. Like that old Daffy Duck joke. I know, but I can only do it once.
But I can only do it once.
Well, that also had less expectation. It had Jeff Goldblum. You know, you really didn't. Maybe if Russell Crowe were more of a Jeff Goldblum type of actor, like maybe if it were Nicolas Cage as Zeus, then that would have been better. You know, you needed somebody less. I don't know. Should have done Frog Thor. It's better than New Jurassic Park, and that's not saying much. Wow. See, I don't mind the new. Well, I've only saw the first of the new Jurassic Park trilogy. But yeah, so this one, this just sounds like, well, if it sucked, you know, you just didn't know you wanted it. You can't tell people what they want and what they don't want, for crying out loud. We saw Natalie Portman lift up that damn hammer, and we're like, nuh-uh. I remember your reaction. Do you remember your reaction when we were watching the panel?
Yeah, she could barely lift it on her own.
And that was the plastic one.
Yeah, and we were like, what? No. Natalie Portman, no. And I went out and immediately I bought a Cyberfrog t-shirt.
Because we're like, yeah, screw supporting Marvel Comics when they're giving us this crap.
Yeah. I don't get it.
He's a troll. He doesn't care. You think he gives one crap about this? He just wants to make movies and tell his silly jokes and go travel to exotic locations and have three-ways with Tessa Thompson and Rita Ora and all those scantily clad pictures that they were kissy facing on. They weren't really scantily clad, but they're kissy facey pictures. That's all he wants to do. He wants to be rich and famous. He just wants to tell jokes and make movies and get paid a big he doesn't care about these movies. He doesn't care about Marvel or the franchise. He probably cares about his own stuff. He cares about like Jojo Rabbit. But this is just a paycheck to him. He can just do whatever. This is just phoning it in. This is him being a substitute teacher for the day. I don't know. I'm disappointed, but then again, I'm not really that disappointed. And I didn't really pay anything to see it because I was sick. I am going back to the video game. Don't you guys go anywhere.
Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye!